stuff there. Seemed like Hikaru got a good position as black in the Italian, so that might bode well for future games, but he does fail to convert and remains 1 point behind MVL.
And that was an excellent display of opening awareness and knowledge by Hikaru Nakamura. We didn't focus on it too much, but it felt like he was never in any danger whatsoever, and that he was the one with the better position. Many different choices. At some point, the evaluation part dipped, so something went wrong for him, but it looked like a very nice game where, with the black pieces, he was better for pretty much 15%.
Yeah, and double surprising to that was that MVL was the one who initiated the Italian rather than sticking with the Berlin, which got him a victory the previous time he was white. But I wonder if that's a little bit of match strategy, because if MVL feels like he actually cracked the nut of the Berlin, he might be saving it for the faster time control, right? And not giving Hikaru as much time to adjust, because a little bit of meta 5-head thoughts for you, Robert. If he keeps playing the Berlin, Hikaru's going to look it up at the brick, right? Which is legal, and maybe try to improve. So maybe MVL's like, I got my W, I'm going to go back to this in the faster time controls, and maybe distract him a little bit with the Italian for the rest of the 5-minute portion.
I'm with you there. And I also think that Hikaru is doing the same thing with the white pieces, where he keeps playing this closed little Sicilian line. And I really don't think he's going to keep this opening with him as we get into the faster time controls. It's a very maneuvering approach that hasn't really amounted to much for him, with the exception of the game 1 where he had the bishop pair and had a really nice position. But throughout this, now it's back into the Spanish too.
Yeah, this is a Sicilian, but no, it's a Spanish. No, it's a Sicilian, right? Pretty funny stuff. We got 32,000 on Twitch. That's a lot of people watching it. 22,000 over on YouTube. Not to mention our foreign language partners. Thank you so much. Tuning into the Speeches Championship Final presented by Juno. By the way, you get 5% cash back with Juno with all your favorite purchases. Amazon, Netflix. For Robert, there's a lot of shopping online this time of year. And definitely worth the switch. Click the Juno button below the Twitch player if you happen to be tuning in on that site. Alright, Knight H2. Hikaru trying to relocate his pieces over to the king side now that G6 has been played. I got my eye on some squares here.
Does anyone have Anatoly Karpov going on? Because I would love to call him and ask him, Anatoly, what's going on here? And we know the general plans. White can consider pawn to f4, but you have to be careful, because if you play f4, he takes f4, then e5 square becomes black and take it. White can also bring this knight into g4. But then the question is, what next? Is black considering the move f7 to f5? Not right now, because of white's bishop and knight and pawn e4 covering that square. But look at f6. If you can slowly get your pieces out, trade some of these attackers away, later in the game you can consider f5. I see the eval bar creeping up for Hikaru. That must mean that there's not quite a knockout yet, but something that gives him a pretty sizable advantage.
No, this is old school Spanish. I mean, you mentioned Karpov. We can go as far back as Fischer in regards to how white has been ring the knights and trying to create some sort of kingside attack here. You don't see a closed Spanish in this form very often these days at the high levels. This is a very closed position. Now the 8 file opened up, also still favors white a little bit. He controls it first. Here comes H5.
This is bad news for Maxime. Great for Hikaru. He's playing on both sides of the board. We're talking about principle of 2 weeks. And look at this. If you take on G7 at some point, the king would have to take, because otherwise F6 falls for free. So actually, taking on G6, taking on G7 would allow Queen H6 to check. This looks scary.
Hikaru's already calculated the whole idea that, oh my god, bring up the analysis board. I gotta give a little instant replay love to that. Look at Hikaru. Calculates Robert's idea quickly. The point is, when you take, you can't take with the rook, because f6 gains. So Hikaru realizes that, but takes on g6 first, so that when he checks, he has the h file to retreat and put pressure on. Maxime has played king to g7, but Hikaru is in striking distance here. If you can just put a rook to the h file, and here's how he's going to do it. He lifts the rook up to e3. Well, computers love white. There's something here.
Knight f5 check. Then bring your pieces all up for checkmate.
Oh my gosh. Although note the queen and rook defending the 7th rank, so don't go too sack happy until you see the bait. Don't move until you see it, Josh.
I think that it was there, and I appreciate your search for Bobby Fischer reference there. But I think there was knight f5 rook h3, and
let's show it then. Knight f5 takes, and I agree, it has to be rook h3 first, and the reason everyone is you threaten to h8 before the king can guard it. That's the key. So if you take, what is we're getting a little bait on h6. I'm with you, Robert. Knight f5 takes, and rook h3. Now, Hikaru may go on to win this game anyway. The attack looks very dangerous, but if not, that would be one he regrets.
Absolutely. And the only good thing with this for Maxime, who is now down in exchange, he's down material, he's not getting checkmate, so that's good. He's also a little ahead of the clock.
Right.
We've seen that play a part in these games throughout the match. Look at the bishop on c2, not a very good piece. So f5 actually gives that bishop some purpose, where if you play g5, that bishop can snake back to d1, to h5, to g6. I know it seems far away, but that's the type of plans you want to look for when you're already up material, how to land that bishop touch.
Yeah. Rook h8 played by Maxime. Hikaru is going to put the knight on f5 and then rook g3 is coming. By the way, the 7th rank also on the agenda. You mentioned full board awareness. Looks like this thing about to get surgical for Hikaru Wallace here. He's going to go to work with pliers and a blowtorch, and bad things are going to happen over there. Look at that. We have a tied match.
You called him Hikaru Wallace, and I didn't know if you were going William Wallace on me or Big Ben Wallace. So, I just, my
and you failed all around because the answer was Marcellus Wallace from Pulp Fiction. Last time Quentin Tarantino got it perfect. Just saying. All right. We have a tied match, ladies and gentlemen. Look at this. Back to the Spanish, and Hikaru says, no more Berlin. Look at that. So this storyline we're kind of foreshadowing here about the Berlin being the theoretical battle that in some ways decided the 2018 match when these two guys met last in the Speeches Championship. Note, Robert, let's bring up the analysis for it. Maxime says, you know what, I don't like losing. I'm going back to the line that got me a win. And Hikaru says, no, I'm not going to play the Berlin. We're going to go mainline Espanol here, and that's with a6.
These are the type of openings that I play, which means that they're not very good for black, because you can't quite the center here with the D and E pawns. But it's kind of this modern approach, right, where you attack the center from black's point of view with your pieces, while white puts his pawns in the center. So it's not losing, it's not that horrible, but it does look very nice for white in the semi-open c-file, get that bishop out the window, the b1 c1 could cause black's problems.
It's almost like playing a French, right? The good news is you give white a big center so you can grovel in